Previously on This Isn't Normal.
Eustace and his wife were outsiders. They weren't part of our original group.
What happened to William?
William passed from an accident a few months ago. I have a proposition. I give you 24 hours to find who killed the cat. During these 24 hours, and for every hour after, you three will belong to the community. You will participate in elections as they come up, even if it involves the death of one of the community.
Okay, so as you open the door, a tall and lean blonde woman sort of takes a few steps back, almost in shock. You guys aren't from the town. My name is Howie.
You don't live here.
How did you get here? And when did you get here?
I showed up here about 2 weeks ago. I was staying locally on business, and I just woke up here. All you see is that there is a hangman game noose and a letter E. This sort of just appeared like 2 days ago, which was super scary because no one's been in this house.
I vote for Faustine then.
I vote Ishmael.
All you, E-Man.
Oh no.
Hello? Hi, I'm looking for Marcus Appleton. Yeah. Thank you for choosing Dingle Towers Holyoke. My name is Carl Nemlington from the front desk. This is your 20-minute reminder to do whatever it is you wanted to do every 20 minutes. Thank you. No problem. Thank you for choosing Dingle Towers, and have a great... Knew I shouldn't have gotten a snack.
When the night is calm and peaceful, loving hearts are all in tune. There's two lonesome people in the whole wide world. That's me and the man in the moon. When the little birds are nesting and I listen to them croon, there's two lonesome people in the whole wide world.
Ernest, who are you going to vote for?
Ernest, he looks down and then he looks around and then he does the hokey pokey. And then he turns himself around and then he looks at everybody and he says, I vote for Faustine.
Okay. So we'll do the plan for Faustine, and Charles turns to Jimmy James and says, "Is that good with you?"
Yes, but we have to do one thing.
Okay.
Who has good sleight of hand?
I have 40.
It's
I
weird
don't.
It's weird that you just assign a random number to your.
My
skill.
sleight of hand is 10.
Yeah, no, don't worry
That's
about that.
so strange. What is this on a scale of?
0 to
100,
40.
like on good, like
0 to 40. Well, you got a pretty good odds there, bud.
Well, we need to find a way to get the Greenwoods to join us, because if we don't, then this whole discussion has been for nothing.
All right.
We're not going to have time to contact them.
Why don't we
before
write
start.
that note then? Why don't we try that note?
All right.
Okay.
Have they met me? Has anyone met me yet?
No.
no, just
well,
the farmer Charles Pietro.
And
And
well,
Ishmael.
did you guys go
and
to dinner?
Faustine,
Oh, that's right, and dinner.
Yeah.
But-
So most of the town has met
Except for
you.
the Greenwoods.
So I shouldn't go up to them.
Nah, I'll
No.
do it.
Okay, yeah, you do it.
Yeah, since I do have the sleight of hand.
You know what?
too.
Perfect idea. While that's happening, I'll introduce Jimmy James to the rest of the town to try and create a distraction.
Okay, I like that.
Because we also want the Greenwoods to notice that we put something in their pocket.
Well,
we
yeah,
don't want
I'm
them
gonna-
to. We don't want them to see it later and be like, "Oh, we're supposed to vote for Faustine."
Oh shit, we killed Eustace.
Beth, I'm really glad you said that because I would have actually not notified them and just walked away.
So Charles has a piece of paper and a pen. He says, "So what am I saying? Vote Faustine?"
Yeah,
Vote Faustine off the island. I don't know what that means, but
vote Faustine, and then that should be about it.
We're here to
Okay.
help. We're here to help. How about that one?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, if
Vote Faustine, here to help.
okay, vote Faustine. Period. Here to help.
we
I think they got
are here to help.
Yeah. I feel like maybe just vote Faustine is the better plan. Just keep it short and simple, to the point.
I think they got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're like again coming back to the point. Like we're
Is Charles like writing all this down and then scribbling it out?
Yeah, it's a mess.
Let's start over.
vote Faustine.
Just vote Faustine.
Okay.
That is what I will do.
All right, so you and Jimmy James, I'll follow behind you guys, but I'm gonna.
As we're walking, I want to whisper to the group, and I'm just like, "Oh shit." I'm pretty sure Pietro's gonna know that we did this.
Yeah, I was
and
trying to
he's
say
gonna,
that
and
earlier,
he's gonna
you guys.
be mad.
I was trying to say that.
I mentioned that
Well-
Pietro would not be happy.
He's not gonna let us stay at the inn anymore.
That's assuming he knows it's a completely anonymous voting process.
But nobody voted. Only like one.
I think
person
one or
voted
two
for
people
Faustine.
voted Faustine earlier.
Well, that's good. That benefits us because that's one or two more votes if they vote the same.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
Oh,
well, let's.
also, while we're talking in the group of three, keep an eye out for Howie. If she shows up, we should definitely let her know to vote Faustine.
We will, but I.
Who?
No, he said to the group of three.
We're,
okay,
we're talking about that woman, Howland. That one, Constance.
Howland.
Yeah, her name's too long. Anyway, she's not gonna show up.
Sorry, Max.
We don't know that. Just keep an eye out just in case.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Good plan.
Okay. And it is time to execute that plan.
Okay.
The four of you make your way down to the town square, where most of the town is already gathered.
All right. I'm with a flourish of my hat.
Are the Greenwoods here? Are we 100%
Yes,
the
the
Greenwoods? are here?
Greenwoods
Okay.
are present.
While this is happening, I'm going to grab Jimmy James by the arm and meander up to the tiny town crowd, and I'm just like, "Good morning, everybody. Yesterday you met me and my friends, but we'd like to introduce you to our other unconscious friend. This is Jimmy James."
While the attention is on Jimmy James, I sneak away. Stealth. Sorry, I passed.
Okay. You are now out of the crowd's eye.
Do I see the Greenwoods anywhere?
Yes, you do.
Where are they?
They're on the. I mean, they're in the crowd.
Oh, are they in the crowd?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all looking at Jimmy James.
All right, so I'm gonna.
But just no one's paying attention to you, Ernest.
All right, so I'm gonna go up behind them.
Just slip it in their pocket and tap them.
Who do either of them have a coat?
Yeah, Eustace is wearing a coat.
All right, so I go up to Eustace and I use my stealth or a sleight of hand. That's a fail.
Okay. So you like slap it against his back.
Yeah, and
And he turns around and is like, "Oh!"
I say
To
I'm sorry.
distract everyone, I'm going to start a speech.
So
Okay, wait.
can I act like I trip when I do that? Just like kinda
Yeah.
like to recover.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, oh sorry, and then I guess I
Press the
fucking-
note into his hand or something.
Yeah, I guess I just like press the note into his hand. I go to shake his hand or something,
Okay. Yeah, he frowns as he feels the paper.
and I just lean in and I tell him to read the note.
Okay. Jimmy James, why don't you take us through this speech?
Hello, all. I am Jimmy James. I am from a far-off land, and I have come here to join you in your voting democracy.
Jimmy James, do you have democracy back in Austria?
That's a great question there, man in back.
Great, I don't know you at all.
Democracy is a cornerstone
Okay.
of Australian
Yeah,
culture.
At this point,
said
Ishmael
Austrian.
walks up and says, "Yeah, democracy is truly a cornerstone of all civilized societies, including ours. Thank you so much, Jimmy James. Yes, a round of applause for Jimmy James. Now, it is time to begin. Of course, the voting process will be entirely 100% anonymous." And as he's talking, Faustine is passing out slips of paper and little pencils. And Ishmael says, "Please check the name off of the person that you think murdered dear Esther's cows."
Oh, I thought the cows' names were Esther. I was about to be like, oh no.
I wanted to make this interesting.
Okay.
And here's how I would like to do this. To ensure true anonymous voting, we are going to set this up in such a way that even your votes will be anonymous from each other.
I check Faustine's box.
Faustine.
I'm going to vote Faustine.
Okay, great. The town collectively votes. The votes are gathered, and they are brought back to Ishmael. who assembles them and says, "Well, it is time to announce the votes. Hope everyone's ready. Eustace. Faustine. Faustine. Faustine." He pauses now, and he says, "Felicity." And you see Esther, like, gasp audibly and cover her child's ears. Then he continues. "Faustine, Eustace, Faustine." How many votes is that?
That's 12.
No, I... Thank you, Jimmy James. he like shakes his head and he's like, "I didn't even count. I just assumed this would..." You see like Faustine like visibly like look horrified. Hang on, okay.
Felicity!
Not Felicity, Faustine.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, someone voted for Felicity.
Felicity! Brett, that's really fucking funny.
What?
Did you fucking do that?
No, I voted Faustine.
Okay.
Oh no. Is that all the votes?
That is all the votes. And you see Eustace's face drop.
Dandy looks like sick.
And with that, the town has voted for Eustace.
I can't watch that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna be that sort of person. But Eustace is no longer with the town. And I think everyone just sort of clears off and makes their way, except for Esther Lockland, the farmer, who approaches the three of you and says, "One of those sickos voted for my daughter."
Yeah, of all the people, the literal only child in town?
Who the fuck would do that?
Someone in this town is after my daughter.
That doesn't make... I super believe you, obviously. Someone just voted for your fucking kid. That doesn't make any sense. Why would someone go after the child?
Okay, this is something... Did we ask you if you had any problems with anybody around here?
Everyone has always been very friendly and very accommodating to me.
Nobody's ever given you any problems of any sort.
The only
Has
thing...
Felicity ever mentioned anyone coming up to her or talking to her?
Felicity?
She doesn't.
No. Felicity's not a very social child. She's never been.
Someone's killed your cows, and someone just threatened your daughter. Are you absolutely positive that there is no slight you may have imposed, no unpaid debt, nothing, no side glances that you've noticed, no tense feelings?
Not to the best of my knowledge. The three of you are investigators, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I want you to find out who did this.
I was already thinking about
Yep,
that. We
no,
can't let this happen.
No, we've thought a lot about what we needed to do here, and we all unanimously voted that the one person in town who it certainly could not have been was Felicity. So this is literally outrageous.
I'm glad you agree. She sighs and says, "And I'm sorry that you had to be a part of this. I'm sorry that you all ended up here. But it's over now, at least, right? I don't know what Eustace might have had against my cows and maybe even me, but it's over. Maybe he even voted for Felicity.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess not. But, hopefully that's that, right?
Let's hope. And if it was Eustace, and I mean, like I said, we'll never really know, but we'll still look into this.
Well, I very much appreciate it.
And if you can think of anything or anything comes up, let us know, please.
And if you find anything that just seems strange to you, I don't care how small it is, please let us know.
Of
'Cause
course.
We're not going to stop investigating this town.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
All right.
If you guys know or find out anything about who might have done this, please let me know.
Okay, we will. Thank you.
And she heads off. And the three of you have an evening to do with as you please.
As soon as she's out of earshot, I turn to the two of you, or Jimmy James turns to the two of you and says, you two both voted for Faustine, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that means that either Elsinore, Eustace, or Charles voted for Felicity.
Or here's
Or
the other thing. The host did, because the host is doing something. And voting for the child is going to sow distrust.
But then that means that either Charles, Elsinore, or Eustace voted for Eustace. I don't think Elsinore would vote for her husband. I don't think Eustace would vote for himself. And Charles came to us so we wouldn't wind up killing Eustace, kind of.
How old were the Greenwoods?
We'll say mid-50s. They were older.
I was picturing them as like 80-year-old
Yeah,
people.
me too. My
I was
question was
picturing
like,
them as like 30s.
My
No,
question
no,
was like,
they're an older couple that look like they have a lot of history together. Well, we'll say 60s.
Oh, they don't have history together anymore.
I don't think this is the case.
Jesus.
I don't think this is the case, but my only thought there was going to be like, if they whispered it in a hurry, maybe one of them heard vote Faustine wrong and they vote Felicity, because FF, that's my...
Yeah.
I don't think that's the
We
case.
wrote it down, though.
Did you spell Faustine right, Charles? Well, Charles isn't here, but...
There's no really way you could get Felicity and Faustine
Did anyone...
mixed up.
Did you look at the note before?
I didn't.
I did not.
We also have to remember, too, like, the last voting, someone else voted for Faustine. So we don't have any proof that the Greenwoods would vote for Faustine. Oh, that doesn't make sense. They wouldn't vote for Eustace either. Oh, this is...
Exactly.
Why don't we go talk
I think
to
we need
Mrs.
to go talk
Greenwood?
to Elsinore and find out who she voted for.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think we need to go talk to her.
She's gonna say she probably voted for Faustine. And
Well-
if we ask Charles, Charles is also gonna probably say he voted for Faustine.
Why don't we ask her if...
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good plan, too. I'm just saying we probably shouldn't expect.
I was going to ask her if she saw the note. I was going to ask her if she saw what was written on the note.
Okay, alright, let's go to... I think that's a good plan, then. Let's go talk to... Is her name Eleanor or...
Elsinore.
Elsinore, okay.
The Greenwood residence is up past Pietro's Inn on the eastern side of town. And the three of you make your way to a nice little tiny house.
Alright, guys, we also have to remember that she did just lose her
yeah.
husband. There's a good chance she's going to be pissed, upset, and if she says anything cruel or unnecessary to us, let's just
Well,
roll
let's
with
make
Wait.
sure we walk in there trying to console her.
I mean, we're on her side. If she saw the note, she knows this.
Max, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are there any patches of flowers around that aren't in her yard?
Yeah, as you guys pass by the inn, in like just in the like several hundred feet between the two buildings, yeah, there's a little patch of roses growing.
I picked some roses for her.
Okay, you do that, and you now have a handful of roses.
Do they hurt me?
No.
Great.
Alright, knock on the door.
Okay. After a few moments, Elsinore cracks the door open and says, "Oh, it's the three of you. Hi, I don't think we ever properly were introduced."
No, Can I start off by saying I am so sorry for your loss today. I'm appalled, but if it's not too much trouble for you, could we come in?
She nods solemnly and opens the door. Says, "Come in, come in."
As I walk in, I give her the roses.
"Oh, thank you. These look like they were from the plot down the way."
Yeah, sorry. There's not really a floral shop anywhere. It's the best I could do.
She manages a small smile at that and says, the gesture is much appreciated. Ernest?
Yeah, and I again very very sorry. I walk in.
The three of you are now inside the small household. It's really decorated quite nicely. There's some portraits of them hanging. The couple. Elsinore says, "You young man, Ernest, yes?
Yes.
You gave my husband that note."
Yeah, that was one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about when we came here. I wanted to come here and ask you if you saw what the note said.
Of course, he shared it with me before we voted.
It did say vote for Faustine, right?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Because, as you know, someone voted for Felicity, of all people.
It's horrible, a horrible thing, truly. The whole system, we didn't ask for this.
No, I completely agree. This is so messed up. And I'm so sorry that we didn't find enough conclusive evidence on the stupid cows.
I'm just sorry we didn't have enough people. It was the three of us and Eustace and I. I guess that's just where we're at now.
I don't...
She stands up and walks over to a counter, a kitchen counter, and says, "Would anyone like some tea?
I would love some tea if
I'll
you don't
take a
mind.
cup.
Is green okay?"
Yeah.
I love green tea.
Okay, she pours the three of you green tea, and she sits down and says, "What worries me is I think whoever did this is still out there."
I could not agree more. I don't know why anyone in town would want to kill some cows. I don't know why anyone in town would want to vote for the child. I mean, other than the fact that they knew that pretty much no one else in town would ever vote for Felicity. So...
And that's off topic here, but we do know that it was not your husband that did this, and we're not going to stop this case.
No, I agree with you, Miss Greenwood. I'm Mrs. Greenwood. I don't think whatever is happening here is over, and I absolutely want to put an end to it.
Well, I may not be able to offer much assistance, but I can certainly answer any questions you may have. Preferably not too many.
No, of course. We don't want to take up too much of your time. This is literally an awful, awful day, so we'll try and make this brief.
Let me throw this out there. I got a question, name.
Yes, of course, you Australian man who likes democracy.
My name's Jimmy James. We've never actually met formally.
Yes.
But yes, I love democracy except when it kills people.
Okay, great. Your question?
Would you say your husband was a good man?
Of course I would.
A selfless man?
Yes, very much so.
We know that we controlled more or less 6 votes. Or at least we thought we did. We had the 3 of ours. We had yours. You claim to have voted for Faustine. I see no reason to distrust you. Right? Eustace, and then one more person. One of us had to vote for Felicity. At least that's my guess.
She frowns at this and says, "This is all assuming that the 3 of you also voted for Faustine. And nothing personal, but I don't know any of you from anything."
That's fair.
I understand. I trust my compatriots here. Now, if they say they voted for Faustine, I trust them. Now, my hypothesis is Eustace, if he truly was a selfless man, did not want to risk someone dying in his place. He didn't want someone, or possibly him and one other person, to die. He probably did the math and thought. And he voted for the one person that he knew no one else would vote for.
And doomed himself?
Over possibly killing someone else. Maybe.
That is plausible.
That
but
is actually a very plausible theory. I didn't know Mr. Greenwood. Does that sound like something he would do?
It does sound like something he would do. Although I don't know why he would go so far as to vote for Felicity of all people.
Because he knew no one else would.
But there were many, many other people that didn't get any votes. The 3 of you, Charles, Constance, Ishmael.
Yeah.
but he didn't know that we wouldn't. Just yesterday, Dandy over here voted for Ishmael.
Yeah, I wasn't. I tried to. I was
Tried to.
I was in a mood.
Anyone in the town could have voted for one of us. He knew no one in the town would vote for Felicity.
But I'm not saying that your theory is wrong in any way, Jimmy James. I feel like if he had done that, he would have voted for himself.
Well, no, because if he voted for himself, he's almost guaranteeing death. Most of the town decided yesterday to kill him. What I don't understand is, like, not that I particularly remember how many people voted for people yesterday, but I knew there was a couple people who voted for Ishmael. I think Faustine. I think. They were so scattered, and it just so happened that Eustace seemed to be the majority, and now everyone else seems to have jumped on the Eustace train. Probably just because of the vote from yesterday.
Well, it's very possible.
Well, it's just a hypothesis for now.
There's
I say-
there's so many questions.
We ask any questions we can here, and then we move on, and we try and, deduce our way through this.
Just a few more, okay?
I don't have any more questions.
I don't have any more questions either, Mrs. Greenwood.
Then, and she holds her glass of tea in the air and says, to Eustace.
To Eustace.
To Eustace.
And clink the glass.
To Eustace.
Okay. The three of you drink your tea. No one else has any more questions?
Not right now.
Jimmy
Okay.
James?
No, that's my only question.
All right.
All right.
Jimmy James gets up and walks over to Elsinore, and he says, I know that you probably didn't want some damn foreigner from Australia or wherever
Or wherever.
figuring this out, but we're going to do our best to figure out what happened here.
She gives you a firm nod and says, I'm putting a lot of trust in you, and I hope you won't let me down.
We'll do our best, man.
Okay. The three of you are going to say goodnight?
Yep.
Yep.
I
Good night.
compliment her home as well because it was a very nice home.
Thanks, we sort of found it like this.
Oh, well, very nice keeping it the way it is.
Yes.
So we leave and we're like out on the street again.
Yep.
Okay. Well, now what do we do?
Well, what time is it? Like, is it dark?
Yeah, you would guesstimate probably about 8:30 p.m.
You know what? I think we need to go talk to Charles.
Either Charles or Rathington.
No, we have no business with Ishmael.
Not right now.
No,
All
he's
right.
just gonna be like, the system worked. Charles, because
I do think we should
If-
go talk to Ishmael. Sorry, I do think we should go talk to Ishmael at some point, though.
yeah, I don't think that's a bad plan.
Definitely. I think once we have more of a concrete idea
Yeah.
of what's going on, it might be a good idea to talk to him.
But the only thing we need to do now is try and touch base with Charles again, because I guess unless Eustace voted for Felicity or his wife turned against him and the three of us aren't lying, then the only one left is Charles.
I wanna ask 100% right here, point blank. Who'd y'all vote for?
I voted for Faustine.
I voted for Foster, otherwise known as Faustine.
I also voted for Faustine.
So it
All right.
wasn't any of us.
All right.
Beth is giving me a look.
Because you're making a face.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are discussing something. What do you want from me?
Nothing.
I say we head to Charles.
Hi everyone, Max Marone here for your regularly scheduled ad break. What's up? Thanks for listening. This is the 4th episode of In Sheep's Clothing, which is our 3rd arc. The next episode will come out as usual a week from today. Well, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out. Anyway, it comes out May 21st, so you can check it out then. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, we have a few ways for you to consider to help us out a little bit. First and foremost, tell a friend. Tell a friend all about this cool thing we're doing. We love it when new people can hear about the podcast, and just talking to George is a great way to do that, and telling him about all the fun stuff that we do here. if talking ain't really your thing, maybe social media is. That doesn't make any sense, but I gotta segue it somehow. We are on Twitter at capital TIN_cast. That is where we always post new updates, episodes, as well as some bonus content, like for this arc, as I've mentioned in the past. We have a map that I think is pretty useful for knowing where everything is, and also a list of the characters who are in town. I don't plan on updating that character list despite some changes that are occurring in the town. So if you want to hang on to that, that's totally fine. Just I don't want to do it because of spoiler stuff. But if you like what we're doing and you have a Twitter and maybe you want to tweet about it, we will actually use you as a major or minor character in the show. If you tweet at us with the hashtag TinCast, or also if you just at us, I mean that works too. But we love the hashtag. It's really fun just to have something that's like that belongs to the show. You know what I mean in a broader sense. So if you use that, we'll put your name in the show. This arc, we're really featuring Howie and Charles, who I've thanked time and time again. Thank you guys again so much for doing that. If you'd like to help support the show financially, we are on Patreon at patreon.com/tincast. And that is where we post a whole bunch of cool stuff for our patrons. We love them to death. You get weekly episode previews, monthly Q&As. We're starting a new mini series on there that will launch once a month, and those are all in the various tiers. I mean, even if you have $1 lying around that you can give us a month, like, you get the episode previews, and it's a good deal. And we'd love to sort of share that with more people and with you, because it's a really good time. And on top of everything else, if you just got a little extra dough lying around and you want to help us out, we appreciate it, we get it, and we'd like to give back to you. And that is why it is with great pleasure that I once again thank Alexander Getty for helping to support the show. Thank you so much, Alexander. As always, you are a monumental help, and we super appreciate you. If you are listening to this on a service that lets you rate, comment, and subscribe, sort of like iTunes, I guess. I'm sure there's other places that let you do that. iTunes is just, I don't know about other podcast things, but if you can rate us and leave a review, that'd be wonderful. If you take like 30 seconds to just be like, they're okay, that'd be nice. We'd appreciate it forever. Thank you. And last but not least, if none of those other methods of communication work, you don't want to hit us up on Patreon, Twitter, but you just gotta tell us something, and we get it. We're here for you. We have an email. That's tincast13@gmail.com, and you can reach us there. We'd love getting emails, but obviously no pressure if you don't want to do that, or if you have nothing to say. We respect that. Anyway, I think that's about it for this one. We'll let you get back to the episode. Sorry it's a little shorter. It's sort of just the way cutting it between last episode and this episode worked. But next week we'll be back at it again. And until then, have a great week, and have a great...
Some satin and lace, or weaved or gray, yet none of it will give you a thrill. Only the girl you listen to, the band playing music that charms, but can't you...
So yeah, letter D is actually basically on the polar opposite side of town from the Greenwood residence.
Come on, guys, let's get some exercise in, and I start jogging.
Okay. You guys head over to the Jetson residence. It's a lot bigger than the Greenwood house.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice. It's not like a mansion or anything.
This is Charles' house?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
But you are outside of it.
I turn to the others really fast before we knock on the door, and I'm just like, if Pietro kicks us out for voting for his wife, we should ask Charles if we could live with him.
And worse
That's
comes
if
to
he
worse,
didn't ruin our entire plan.
That's true.
Charles isn't here yet. We don't hear him. We didn't knock on the door or anything.
No one's knocked on the door.
All right. I lean back and I whisper, or we could go see Howie.
We could. I just don't. If possible, I just don't want to draw attention to that house right now.
What would we gain from?
We could just stay there.
If Pietro kicks us out of the
okay.
inn, we just need somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But if we can avoid it, avoid drawing attention to that place. I was hesitant to tell Charles about it at all because I don't want him going to try and investigate it and finding her.
Exactly. I got you.
All right, let's talk to Charles.
Knock, knock,
Knock on the
Charles.
door.
Okay. You hear some footsteps from behind the door, and a young woman actually opens it. Someone you haven't really been introduced to yet. She has curly, dark hair, and she's in a nightgown. And she says, "Oh, you three are the new folk."
Hello. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
And she warmly extends her hand and says, "Constance Howland. Very nice to meet you."
Constance. Hello. My name is Dandy, and I shake her hand warmly.
Mind if we call you Howie?
That seems weird, but I mean, I guess I can see it. You know, Charles has actually said that a time or two, and I didn't know where it came from.
She has the same accent as me.
Oh my gosh. Where are you from?
I am from North Carolina.
South Carolina.
Wow. Cool.
Actually, I lied. I'm from Tennessee. I don't know where I'm from.
I thought you were from North Carolina.
No, that was my residence when we first started.
But yeah, Ernest was born in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Anyway, this seems like random trivial thing.
Right.
Can I help you guys with something?
We were looking for Charles.
Oh, he's upstairs.
Do you?
Is something the matter?
No, we were just sort of making our rounds around town, just kind of talking to folks and stuff. Sorry, are you with Charles? Are you?
She blushes a little bit.
Sorry,
and says,
I don't want to pry or anything. I just didn't.
I mean, we weren't together or anything before this whole thing started, but I didn't really have a house. Everyone else sort of got these nice houses, and Charles invited me in, and we've been getting to know each other, I guess.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, well, it was lovely to meet you, Constance.
Quick
Okay, I
question.
do live here.
I know, we were just gonna go talk to Charles.
Just like, bye, you can leave. What'd you say, Brett?
Would you say that you know Charles better than moderately?
She blushes again and says, I don't really know how to answer that question. I mean, it's only been about a month or so. Charles. Charles,
Wasn't a yes or no, but okay.
those new folk are here. They want to talk to you. And you hear footsteps hurrying down the stairs. You hear, "Thank you, Constance. If you'll excuse me just a moment." She looks a little downtrodden and says, "Yeah, sure. I'll just be upstairs." And excuses
Bye,
Bye,
herself.
Constance.
Yeah, bye.
I say, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I look Charles dead in the eyes and I say, "So you only know everyone here moderately well, huh?"
He grins a little sheepishly and he says, "I didn't think it was really relevant."
It doesn't matter. Can we talk to you in private?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you guys come on in?
Okay.
And he leads you into his dining room and says, "Take a seat. I don't really have a whole lot of food to offer anyone, but hopefully this isn't going to take long."
No, I'm just going to come right out and ask. Charles, did you vote for Faustine?
Of course I did.
Can I check to see if he's lying?
Yeah, you can roll psychology to see if he's lying or not.
Ernest, you should also roll psychology.
You're right. I should.
Booties, I dropped it.
Psychologist, you.
I look him in the eyes and I roll my psychology.
Okay.
That's extreme success. That's a 0-2.
No.
Okay, Dandy, you sort of have a stupid grin on your face and you can't really figure Charles out.
Okay.
Ernest, I don't know. I feel like Ernest must have taken some psychology classes while getting his doctorate.
It was his minor.
You are not detecting any tells from Charles that would indicate him lying.
Okay. Okay.
Who did the three of you vote for? We stuck to the plan, right?
Yeah, I voted Faustine.
We all voted for Faustine.
And then we
Then
assumed
how the fuck did this happen?
if you didn't vote for Felicity and none of us voted for Felicity, it had to have been one of the Greenwoods. That has got to be the only explanation for this.
There's still the possibility. It's not a very big possibility, but there's still the possibility that Eustace did vote for himself, and that somebody else could have voted for Felicity. It's not a big possibility.
Well, no, because 6 people voted Eustace. The 6 people we anticipated to vote for Eustace. 5 people, we anticipated the other 6. There's only 12 of us in this town. Well, now there's 11. But 5 people voted for Faustine. And then one of us, in this little weird circle that we've got, voted for Felicity. So, if it wasn't one of us 4, it had to have been Eustace or Elsinore. And
I guess that makes sense. He shrugs and says, Eustace was a good guy. I didn't know him super well, but I think some sort of sacrifice isn't out of the question.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, I mean, I don't personally believe this is all gonna be over. I think something else is gonna happen very soon. I don't like the feeling of things going on in this town. But for right now, Charles, we just need you to make headway on that radio.
He actually grins at this point and says, "Why don't you guys follow me?"
Okay, I can follow him upstairs.
Yeah. He leads you to a relatively empty room upstairs. And strewn all around it are various pieces and parts. And in the exact center is actually a sizable chunk that has been strung together.
Oh shit, Charles, look at you go.
He grins and says, "It's sort of my specialty. I'm making headway. Some of these pieces are dented. That's going to take me a little extra time. Ishmael did a number on this, but
Yeah.
I would anticipate within 2 to 3 days we can have a working exit."
Wow.
Okay.
All right. I high five him,
He high fives you back and says,
I tell him if there's anything he needs from us, just let us know.
"We need to stick to our plan. That is the
Exact-
utmost important thing. The 3 of you are competent enough. I think you can help me see this through. But again, I need to stay alive too."
Absolutely. I mean, you're part of us now, but also like if we just ditched you, we'd have no way out. So no matter what, we need each other.
He nods and says, "So we stick to the plan. God, I hope we don't even need to revisit it again, but
I think something's going down. Something is brewing here, and I don't like it. And I just want everyone in the room to remember, if something goes down now, we're all here, and literally it could be any one of us next.
We are all suspects.
The 3 of us have just probably painted some huge targets on our back. So
he shrugs and says, "It's anonymous. I understand that, people can talk, but it's just talk."
Talk's got Eustace killed.
He frowns and says, "Well, that's a damn good point, Dandy." But there's no definitive proof that any of us didn't vote for Eustace. We very well could have.
It's true.
All people know is who they voted for. A sizable chunk of the town voted for Eustace. A sizable chunk of the town voted for Faustine. And one sicko voted for Felicity. That's all people know. And it sucks. It sucks that's what people think, because for them it could be anyone. And hell, even for us it could be anyone. But we have a good thing going, so we stick to it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Hopefully we won't need to meet up tomorrow.
Hopefully. But, we'll check in with you within the next few days or so. Make sure everything's going smoothly with the radio. But I know you live with Constance, but don't tell her about that.
Lips are sealed. Don't worry.
All right, let's, well, I guess we're going to get going then. It's time to find out if Pietro's going to kick us out of the inn for possibly voting for his wife.
Well, that sounds like a cruel thing to do, but you never know. Take care. Have a good night.
Have a great night, Charles.
Bye, Charles.
Yeah, he hurries you out of the house. you get the feeling he probably needs to go apologize profusely to Constance.
Why?
Well, he did send her away. He was just like, all right, bye-bye. I got to talk to these people now. See you later.
Yeah.
And we'll say it's about 9 o'clock now, 9 p.m. The three of you head back. Pietro is cleaning up the front of the counter as you three enter. And he says, "Hey, fellas.
Hey, Pietro, what's
Hey.
up?
Crazy stuff tonight, huh?"
Fucked up stuff tonight.
Very, very messed up stuff.
He nods and says, "I want you guys to know something. It's important to me, and I feel like to most of people, that we still have some semblance of a camaraderie here." And he sort of rubs his head. I don't want to think I'm accusing you guys of anything, because that's not fair to you. I just want you guys to, I guess, be careful. Choose careful out there, you know?
We understand.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Pietro.
Okay. You guys have a good night.
You too.
You
Thanks
too.
for looking out for us.
Yeah, have a good one.
And he gets back to cleaning.
I just walk up the stairs.
Okay. Okay, you guys are gonna go back in the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna, as I'm walking it in the upstairs, can I roll like spot hidden? Because I want to check for just like anything that's gonna strike the fancy. So I'm gonna search in the hallway, I
Okay.
guess. Oh, that was a hard success.
Okay. You don't detect any signs of activity outside of you guys coming and going.
Okay, so I open the door to our room, but I don't go in.
Okay. You open the door to your room, but you don't go in.
I look inside and I make a spot hidden check. 'Cause
Okay,
I know I can do that.
I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to roll a spot hidden check. On the floor is another note, flipped upside down.
Guys, I passed my spot hidden check with a note.
I pick up the note and read it.
Okay. Here is what you see. Another hangman drawing. This time with a head attached. The accompanying letter says, "I'm sorry the game was too hard. I'm hoping you can figure it out soon. I'd like to give you another clue, another direction." There's a capital letter E. At the bottom, scrawled in smaller writing, says, "Also sorry." And I'm gonna have all of you roll sanity, as two things are going to happen.
I got a 3.
I got a success.
Jimmy James, what'd you get?
Got a failure.
Jimmy James, you don't go insane. You're gonna take 4 points of sanity loss.
Oof, buddy.
I'm actually gonna start having you guys restore it. Okay, so two events happen. The first, a blood-curdling scream echoes through the forest. The second, you watch as on the note you have, a stick body is added to the hangman.